This is a podcast about both having autism and living with someone who has autism. My mom is Sonya, and I'm Josh, and this is Josh Has Autism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Josh Has Autism.
Hello.
Josh, you said you aren't feeling well.
Yeah.
What is it?
I've been really tired and just not functioning well at all.
Do you know why?
Part of it is not enough sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's I'm having a difficult time even getting out words coherently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's...
Okay. All right. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just have periods of time when you just don't feel, your best.
Yeah.
You have a hard time communicating. And a lot of times that's connected to sleep. The lack of sleep.
Yeah.
For you. And it's kind of cyclical that you will sometimes... you have these chunks of time where you just can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
And we've really looked at different reasons for that. And, it's not like, you had caffeine, you had, Pepsi late at night or anything. It doesn't,
Right. And
or times of not moving a lot. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and in regards to caffeine,
Mm-hmm.
I try not to drink anything. At the latest is 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's nothing with caffeine.
So sometimes it just happens where you can't sleep and you don't know why.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be any real triggers that
Right.
you notice.
Well, falling asleep is usually once I am asleep, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
For sleeping, at least.
Yeah.
Having to wake up early, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
And me falling asleep doesn't care when I need to wake up.
It never does.
Yeah.
It never does. Because you can't sleep and you're like, okay, I get to get up at this time. That means now I only get 6 hours sleep. Okay, now I only get 4.5 hours sleep. And like you're awake the whole time. You're just looking at the clock and it's ticking down.
And I know from experience that if I try and fall asleep any closer than an hour and a half prior
Mm-hmm.
to when I have to wake up,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. I can't get that small amount of sleep.
Right.
And then function.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either I fall asleep before then,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't sleep.
Well, today you didn't have to work, though.
Yeah.
So you kind of can sleep.
Yeah, I actually got a full night's sleep last night.
Mm-hmm. But you're still having a hard time communicating?
Yeah.
So is that connected?
The 3 nights prior, total, I got maybe 10 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
At most.
But sometimes when somebody gets a full night's sleep, it kind of rejuvenates them and they feel better.
Yeah. And I am doing a little bit better than I was yesterday.
Uh-huh. And so you think that does make a difference, or does it take a longer period of time for you to recover after having such little sleep and feeling kind of out of it for a number of days?
I've lost track of that question.
Okay. Does a good night's sleep help you bounce back, or does it take a while? Even after you've got a good night's sleep, typically.
For what?
Functioning, communicating.
Yeah. I can
being able to...
I can function better whenever I've had sleep. Yes.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, if you've had a few nights where sleeping is difficult, and then you get a really solid sleep in, like a full night's sleep, like you just said you had.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people would feel rejuvenated and would feel better after they got that solid night's sleep.
Oh,
Is that not how it works for you? You still don't feel at your best even then?
Typically I'd say So you're saying normally if someone gets like 8 hours of sleep, whatever, after a couple nights of getting very, very little sleep, that they'll be okay then?
Sometimes people are. They feel better. They feel more balanced and kind of rejuvenated after a good night's sleep. Okay. But it sounds like I'm asking because I don't know. There's no right or wrong, but
right.
I'm just wondering, does that take longer? You need more solid night's sleep in order to kind of get back on track.
Right.
Just one's not enough.
Right, and it's also not just having that sleep. It's also whenever I'm awake, having use the term rejuvenation or whatever. Mm-hmm. Having the time to be able to do that, to refresh myself or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Well, also I know there's a couple of things that are different, that have been different this week than typically. Yeah. And one thing is that your sister's a nurse, mm-hmm. and for right now she works nights, mm-hmm. and she just worked 6 nights in a row. What that means is that we've had the kids for 6 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And we would get them to school in the morning. They go to school. They have half days because it's the last week of school. Tomorrow's the last day. Mm-hmm. So it is tomorrow, the last day of kindergarten for Madison, the last day of first grade for Connor.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having them here is, in my opinion, it's just it just feels wonderful having them around. But I will say that 6 days, especially them wound up because of the last days of school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very, very busy. Very busy. They're bouncing off the walls. It's constant motion.
Yeah.
And so that's been going on a week. And so what else has been going on for a week as of tomorrow is we have a new family member.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little bundle.
Yeah.
Well, we got. You want me to tell everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a brand new puppy, and she was. We rescued her from a rescue down in Virginia Beach. She and her 6 litter mates had been in a very bad situation. They were left outside. They were little puppies. They were malnourished. They had covered in fleas and ticks and just were not being cared for at all. And the rescue went in, and the animal control, and it was a pretty rough neighborhood. So it was rough enough that they had to get a police protection to go in and get and it was animal control that did that. Yeah. Police protection to go in and get the pups.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody that lived there had notified animal control because they recognized that the pups were not going to live. Then the rescue got them, and there was some in really rough shape. Mm-hmm. So we went down and met them. There was 7 of them. And I got to meet all 7. Mm-hmm. Talk about a tough decision, right? Meeting the little babies every which direction, and they were little peeing machines because as I'm meeting them, it came as just as much time cleaning up after them as holding them and talking to them.
Yeah.
At any rate, we chose a little girl, and we named her Lucy. And she's 9 weeks old, and she is about 9 pounds, and her teeth are very sharp.
Puppy teeth.
Puppy teeth. But so
I had to try to explain teething to Connor.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't understand that even he, as a baby, did that.
Right. Yeah. So she's a little girl, 9 weeks old, and she's just wonderful. She's doing great. But that puppy energy is daunting. It can be daunting because you have to be your eyes on them all the time. And so even though you're not taking care of Lucy, that's another added energy to the home.
Yeah.
That, your space is separate from the house, so you don't have to deal with it all the time. But certainly while you're inside, you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
She is, her breed is, of course they guessed this stuff, but I guess they saw the mom. But anyway, she's a lab and a pit bull mix, it looks like. Her picture is going to be on the website. We're going to put her up there for you to see. It's on just stuff. I don't know if we're going to put it up high where the other stuff was or if it's just on the Instagram. When I post on Instagram, it goes onto the website.
Oh, okay.
So either way, I'll put a picture of Lucy up there. If anybody's interested, go check her out. And she's just adorable. I'm so happy to have her because the other dogs that we have, Nellie is 16, and she has a bum leg from an injury when she was 2. Yeah. Even though she's had surgery on it, it gives her troubles now. Yeah. And
it always has, really. Mm-hmm. Since we've known her, she's always had issues with her leg. Sometimes worse than others.
Yep, she came to us with the issue.
Yeah.
And so since then she's had a cast on initially, and then ended up getting surgery. Yeah. So she can't go on walks with me, and Bella is 8. And she can go on walks, but she starts getting upset with me if I want to go more than a mile. Mm-hmm. She's done. She is like, I got little legs, leave me alone. So what I needed was a dog that was going to be bigger. That we live right by what's called a Nolan Trail. And it goes through the woods, and it's beautiful by lakes, and the scenery is wonderful. But I need one to go with that can handle 5 miles. Yeah. And so I had been thinking for a while that I wanted to get a bigger dog this time. We've never had a big dog.
We've only ever had Bichons.
And Nellie is a Westie.
Oh, yeah. So little white dogs.
Yes, little white dogs. We've only had 3, not counting Bella, because she's technically Pappy's dog, right. But
or any of the other ones that have been interim fostered pets.
Yes, we've had foster pets, but we've had 3 Bichons and Dusty, Oliver, and Einstein. Yeah, I miss them. And now we have Lucy. Yeah, who is a totally different breed. Never had this experience before, but already working on training her, so she knows her name. Mm-hmm. She knows to go outside to go potty, which is how we put it. Mm-hmm. We say potty outside. And she gets that now. She's learning how to sit. Yeah. And all of that is done through bribery, by the way. It's little treats that help her to do what we're asking. Yeah. So she does not sleep well at night, but we got her this little stuffed dog that has a heart. You push a button and it's tucked inside so she can't get to it, but it's a heartbeat that's supposed to resemble her litter mates, and also has this bag that you can make hot or warm, I should say. Mm-hmm. And so the little stuffed pup now has a heartbeat and is warm, and
it's a stuffed animal in the shape of a puppy.
Yes, made for dogs. Yes. that are used to, because when they're with their siblings, they sleep in a pile. Yeah, that's why they call it like a dog pile, right? Yeah. They just sleep together, and when you take that away, they can not sleep well and be kind of sad. So, anyway, but she's nights are rough. So when you talk about not getting sleep, I understand that completely, because she kind of carries on at night, and we haven't slept very much. But so you don't take care of her. Like you, sometimes I'll ask if you're here, I'll ask if you can take her out back. Right. But Does adding an energy like that to the house, do you feel that affects immediately?
Um, uh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm constantly trying to be aware of where she is and what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to make sure that she's not chewing on something she's not supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
or is going to use the bathroom inside. And so it's just that in and of itself as a whole is just stressful.
So
it's beyond that though. It's it's I don't know. Until she's more trained or whatever,
mm-hmm.
she can't be by herself at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to be be kept watch on.
Mm-hmm.
With our other pups, if they need to go outside, they let us know by going to the door and whining. And so, or just
the older ones, yeah.
Yeah.
When they were puppies, they didn't. We had to train them to do that, and that's what we're trying to do with Lucy too.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is that, as with the older pups,
yes,
I don't have to worry about them doing something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right now, as of late, you have been having to worry about that, but before she came, which is, almost a week now, then it was not an issue, so it was easier.
Yeah.
Yes. But we don't expect you to take care of her. Right. We don't put that on you, but I do understand that when you're in the house and you're sitting in the dining room, if she's coming over and nibbling at you or,
Or am I going to get up from the chair and step in something or...
Yeah.
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 And so it's really stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been here how long?
Tomorrow will be a week.
Okay. And the kids have been here for a week.
6 days. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all of that combined.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling you. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. On top of that, yesterday your dad has his second cataract surgery.
Oh, wow.
Technically his third because he had to have a fix-it surgery on the left, but now he just had the right eye done yesterday morning.
Okay.
And so that's stressful. He's in pain. He's uncomfortable still. So that adds to it as well.
Yeah.
But this one seems to be doing better already than the left one from the beginning. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I won't keep you for much longer because it looks like you're about ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You are really good with animals. You're very kind and gentle, and you try to give them what they need, and you're always you touch them and pet them, and that's they come to you for that. They like it.
Yeah.
And so I've asked you before if you wanted to get your own dog, or cat.
Right.
And you had Xander.
Yeah.
And he went to a very good home when we moved. Or actually, before we moved, he went to a very good home.
Yeah.
Because Nana was having such allergic reactions.
Yeah.
So, I already know the answer to this, but tell us your favorite dog. What breed is your favorite dog?
Corgi.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say it and it's getting stuck because I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Welsh Pembroke
Welsh Pembroke Corgi?
Pembroke.
Oh,
Corgi.
Pembroke. Okay.
Okay.
So you and the Queen. The Queen of England.
Not anymore. But...
True. So, have you ever thought about rescuing one? So you could have your own little companion. Maybe not get a puppy, so you didn't have to go through all of what we're going through, but one that finds themselves in need of a home.
While I would love that, I'm not ready for that.
Okay.
I'm not. I know that me personally, I am not in the. Not only am I not in the proper mindset to have one, I'm not capable of taking care of one right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's fair. I think a lot of times people, like the worst thing for people to do is to give pets as gifts. You know, like Christmas gifts or something, because you have to really be committed before you take on an animal.
Yeah, and let alone meet them and all that stuff first before you bring them home.
And... Yeah. And it is a connection that has to be there. Like with Lucy, I went there. I had seen some pictures. I went there and I thought that I would be getting a different one.
Yeah.
And when I got there,
that different one.
This Lucy came to me right away. Yeah. She's the first one to meet me, and then she went on. She got onto your dad's lap. He picked her up because she's too little, you know.
Yeah.
And she fell right asleep.
On her back.
And we just went, she's the one.
Yeah.
And
the one you were initially looking at with the pictures.
She didn't care.
Yeah.
She could care less about us. She's like, leave me alone. Yes. And so what's important to me this time is that, so Oliver and Einstein, the little Bichons, are just so cuddly and lovey and family oriented, and Einstein was the runt of the litter, and he needed extra care his whole life, and so he just rode on my shoulder most of the time, just he was in my arms a big chunk of his life, and he was just my heart, and I was so sad when he left. I was so sad, and I still miss him so much. Yeah. What I wanted to do was get a different kind of relationship. I wanted one that was with a pup that had some independence,
mm-hmm.
but still connected to the family, you know. But and one that wasn't the runt. And Lucy was probably the healthiest of the bunch, I was told, when they were rescued.
Okay.
And I can see how she if there was food put down, I can see how she gobbled it up, and
mm-hmm.
Because she loves to eat. So, so I'm just thrilled and exhausted. So I do get that because she's taken a lot of work.
Yeah.
But so anyway, everybody go check out the website, SonyaKing.com. It's SonyaKing. And the picture of Lucy is going to be on the Just Stuff page.
Cool.
So check her out, and she's just beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, her fur, to me, reminds me of a snickerdoodle cookie with cream cheese topping. Like the cream cheese frosting or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you bring that up. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So anybody that wants to, go to the website, and you'll get to see what our new Lucy looks like.
Yeah.
And we're so excited to have her. She can't go on walks yet because she's only had 1 round of puppy shots.
Mm-hmm.
And I called the vet, and they said that she needs to have all 3 rounds before she goes out and is walking around where other dogs are and just, experiencing the world like that. So right now she's limited to our yard. I put her harness on her and her leash, and she just bites the leash, so
Yeah.
I'm still working on it anyway. But I will let you go because you look like you need to go take a nap right this second. So everybody that's hanging out with us today, it's short and sweet. But hope you're doing well and you're happy and you're feeling great. And we will hang out next week. Love you.
Bye.